Good day, wonderful nutrition curious. What's up? Welcome to the Diet NPO podcast. My name is Zach, and I'll be your host for today. How are you folks all doing? Well, I'm doing great, preparing for kind of another NFL Sunday as I kind of wind down the week. Wanted to make sure I squeezed in the pod somewhere to give you all some good nutrition, RD exam advice if I could. Holiday season is upon us, as we know, so you're trying to do shopping, you're trying to see loved ones. Hopefully, you're still trying to find some time to study or learn more as you're trying to find time to do this. Remember, when it comes to studying or improving our expertise in something, it's good to look for that consistency, and we know it's going to take time and practice. We want to avoid circumstances where you're taking 2 weeks off of studying and then picking it back up. Like I said last time, for me, that's been the workouts. And despite if I don't feel like it that day, or maybe I'm sore, I still have to motivate myself to get up and get that progress on. So that's what we're kind of pushing for here going into this season. Lately, I've been pretty heavy with all of you on those MNT concepts, those baking concepts, and all that food science. And we have to remember that Domain 3, that's a big chunk of our exam as well. So it's certainly significant. My students really tend to struggle with the vastness and the similarities between the management concepts. What might make Theory Z different from Theory Y, and what the heck is a Hershey-Blanchard model? But fear not, my growing plants. We'll give you the knowledge and nutrients today to overcome this and grow. Now, we have a big list to go through today for our leadership, our management theories. But first, what are these management theories all about? We're looking into the directing stage of our 5 functions of management, and we discuss how in this phase we use a ton of our interpersonal and a lot of our soft skills at this step. The different models and theories that are listed under these management theories is just that. It's a tool, it's a model, and it's a theory. These are different tools that can be used for different types of management, different ways to motivate employees. It isn't saying that one is better than the other, it's objectively giving you info about the tools and how they can be used. And I think one that's great to start with, and one of the easiest, is what's called the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now, what image comes to your mind when I say these words? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You'd probably think of a pyramid, for instance. You see Maslow and the employees are motivated and satisfied by specific needs. The bottom of this pyramid is what is known as your basic needs, which contain your physiological needs and your safety needs. This would be things that your employees would want, such as shelter, food, safety, benefits, job security, things like this. Once those basic needs are met, we have our psychosocial needs. This would be the belongingness and love and your self-esteem needs. Once a basic need is met, humans have the desire to connect with others and get that belongingness going. But they want to also feel that they're doing something meaning and that they have accomplishment. Finally, once those psychosocial needs are met, we are going to move on to our final top of the peak, which is our self-fulfillment needs. And by self-fulfillment, we mean someone who has reached their full potential in relationships, in work, and in life. Provide your employees with those basic before we elevate to those other levels. How about Herzberg? I love this one because it sounds a lot like Caseberg, which is my last name, so I take that little ownership and remember it. In your mind, I want you to picture 2 separate columns as the 2 factors. On one side of Herzberg's, we have what's called the hygiene or the maintenance factors. These factors are things that make the job nice, but they don't intrinsically make you love the job or love the work that you're doing. Think of the worst job that you've ever had. Take a second to really think about which one is the worst one, right? I've definitely had a lot of bad jobs, and I think about those jobs, and I think if they paid me more for that job, would I necessarily love it? Well, not necessarily. No, and a lot of these hygiene factors are very focused around pay and money. So that's what you'll see. These are things that, yeah, they make the job a little better, but intrinsically, they don't motivate me to do the job. But the other side of the column is what is known as those motivators, okay? These motivators are helping to promote us to love what we're doing more. It's It's going to promote things such as job enrichment, a term that definitely you want to be familiar with. And these types of factors are things such as responsibility, promotion, employee of the month postings, and recognition for really good work done. These are things that intrinsically make you love the job more per Herzberg's model. But what is one thing that all people want? And this will come from another theory. According to McClelland's model, there are three things that we as employees want: achievement, power, affiliation. Under this model, we're saying that these are the only three things that employees want, and we have to meet them. They want power or involvement in decisions. They want camaraderie with the people that they're working with and around. And they want to achieve and be recognized for it. Keep it simple, because there isn't much more to this pretty limited model. Whew, deep breath, as that one, we may move through some major ones here, but let's roll through something easier. Ever hear of the theory X, Y, and Z? Imagine three separate columns again, and each column is going to be a different type of manager. You may even have had a manager like this that you can put their picture up there if you want to. Starting with theory X, your brain should start thinking to this as the negative type of method. This theory says, and it assumes, that employees hate work. They never want to work, so we need to punish them, and that's how we're going to get them motivated to be productive. Doesn't sound like a very fun boss, right? Theory Y, though, is the opposite of that. Theory Y has the assumption that employees love work, they desire to work, and they don't really need to be punished or overly managed, because really, to this theory's thought, is that work is supposed to be as simple as play or rest, just as passive as that. The third one is theory Z, also known as the Uichi model. This is a model that is also known as Japanese management and is used in Japanese culture. And it's very much about empowering the employees to be productive. Managers feel that the employees should have a moral desire to work hard and produce a good quality. By improving their quality and well-being, they're being more productive. While you can never know which of these models might come up on exam day, there are some that are a little on the rarer side that you probably won't see, but I do want you to be familiar with. One is Hawthorne studies. Hawthorne studies are a motivational theory that is thought that you can improve productivity by including employees in the process, in the decision-making process. The thought is by making them more involved, this leads to higher productivity, or the Hawthorne effect. The Hawthorne effect is when people are more productive when they know that they're getting their productivity tracked. Or when you know you're being watched, you tend to act a lot nicer to people, right? But by involving them in more input, giving them adequate breaks, and letting them choose their volume of output, we can improve their productivity in general. And our final theory that is very relevant today, I think, in society is what's known as the expectancy theory. The best way I've taught this is that employees are motivated by getting a higher reward for higher outputs. I expect to get this if I work harder, is the thought process. It's like a salesman or salesperson being motivated to work more sales and sell more because they know they're going to get a greater commission for it. We have to make sure that these rewards, though, are attractive too, as no one's really working hard if there's nothing to gain from this theory. Maybe it's like a vacation of some kind, and that's what they're working towards. So that's that expectancy, is making attractive rewards. Now, like you haven't worked hard enough, why don't we hit a couple of PQ to really help this concept out? Starting with number 1. Under Herzberg's two-factor model, which of the following would be considered a hygiene/maintenance factor? Which of the following would be a hygiene/maintenance factor? Would it be A, annual cost of living increase, B, promotion, C, employee of the month posting, or D, growth opportunities? Now, it's happened in my brain, I think, what was the hygiene and maintenance factors all about? Those were those things that are nice to have in the job, but they don't make me love the job more, right? Things that make me love the job is like recognition and for a job well done. So let's break these down. Annual cost of living increase feels money related. I would hold on to that just because it could be a hygiene maintenance factor. Promotion, I would actually rule out promotion because I think promotion, while it does involve a monetary component, it's all about getting higher responsibility. So I think actually that'll be more of a motivating factor. Employee of the month posting, ooh, that's tricky. Is that a motivator? Well, to you or to others, that might not seem like a motivator, but think of this recognition piece that this posting is providing. I think that's a good motivating factor. So I'm going to rule that out. And D, growth opportunities. Well, we know that's going to be related to kind of that intrinsic motivating factors. I think my best answer here is A. Under Herzberg's two-factor model, annual cost of living increase would be most associated with those hygiene maintenance factors. Number 2, based on McClelland's model, employees have a desire for what? Read through these with me. For A, achievement, money, power. B, power, money, individuality. C, power, affiliation, winning. Or D, power, affiliation, achievement. Okay, now in McClelland's model, again, it was about these three kind of things. Let's see what this is about. Now, achievement, money, and power. Money is too on the nose. I don't think A is going to be a good fit. B, power, money, individuality. I don't remember individuality being a piece of it. I actually thought it was more of that kind of affiliation instead of being alone. For C, power, affiliation, winning. Okay, questionable. Or D, power, affiliation, achievement. I think D is going to be by far our best fit. So I'm going to go with D as McClelland's model. Employees have a desire for three things: achievement, power, affiliation, and that's the theory. Number 3, theory Y implies what? Is it A, employees hate to work and need to be punished to complete work? B, employees love to work and don't need to be managed to get work done? C, employees work better with a moral desire for higher quality? Or D, employees will be more productive if they know their productivity is being tracked? Well, I want to start with D really quick. Employees will be more productive if they know their productivity is being tracked. I remember this as being the Hawthorne studies, right? When someone is being watched, they know they're going to have to act better. So I'm going to rule out D. I don't think that's about theory Y. C, employees work better with a moral desire for higher quality. Okay, I'm a little questionable on that. B, employees love to work and don't need to be managed. Yeah, I like that one. I'm going to hold on to it. Or A, they hate to work and need to be punished. Nope, it's not going to be that one. That would be theory X. So I'm going to go with B, employees love to work and don't need to be managed to get work done. That wraps up your questions for today, but guess what Zach learned this week? Well, I found out that chai literally means tea. So when I've been saying chai tea this whole time, it's literally been tea. Thankfully, I had an Indian student worker who let me know, and I shared this wealth with everyone else that I could. This week, in our test kitchen, we made masala chai. If you don't know what masala is, it's a spice combination of different things. What we used was green cardamom, whole cloves, whole peppercorn, cinnamon, and ginger. Okay, it can be used in some Indian dishes a lot of the time. Sometimes it may include some additional spices, but again, this was just our blend. What the chef did was took 2 gallons of boiling water and added all of these spices into there. Okay, so all of the peppercorn, cinnamon, ginger, green cardamom, cloves, and everything. Then he boiled that down for about an hour to about half the volume. This really made that strengthen of the spices in there. After it reduced by half, he threw in our black tea and pulled it off the heat. As he added that black tea, he also added a gallon of whole milk, a cup of sugar, and a cup of honey to bring that sweetness. This is kind of what a masala chai is. Then, after about 15 minutes of letting that all steep and stir, we strained the mixture and we had ourselves some delicious hot tea. And the smells that filled this kitchen of the sweet and the spicy, the taste of tea was divine and just so easy to do. I even had our Indian students come in and try it out and give their tips, and they all said the same thing, which is that they wanted more sweet and more spices and more strength, which is just so on par when it comes to Indian dishes, right? Cheers to tea, and cheers to all of you as you go into your holiday season. I wish you all good health, safety, and meeting those psychosocial needs from Maslow's. Don't forget to rate, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Check me out on Instagram, Zach_snacks. DM for your RD exam tutoring needs. And as always, happy studying.